yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go. Yeah, yeah. We here. What I am. Friday night. We do it right. Let's play that beat. We make sure that we out here in the streets. In the street, we in the streets. You know how we do. Where it go? Open the line. What we gonna find? Friday night. Yeah, yeah. I'm feeling like a real man should. And understood that everything is alright. This on a Friday night. Yeah. Yeah. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? I am feeling like a real man should. You know that it must be understood. That means good. That means good. Everything is gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Yeah, 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 yeah. What's up, y'all? Urban Therapy with Sun 752. This is the Daily Go Getimism Show. Friday night, last day of May. How quickly time flies when you're having fun. But were we having fun though? Some might say we were. Some might say we weren't. Some might say that things are all good. Some people might say that it's not that all good. But we made it through the fire, and I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad that y'all here with me. We're going to talk about something serious tonight. We're going to get into it. It might be wrong, might be right, depends on your mentality and the way you feel, but I'm going to tell you like this, I'm about to get ill. So tonight, on the Daily Go Get It Business Show, we talking about trying not to mess up like my father. Try not to mess up like my dad. I'm trying not to mess up like my daddy. And that's not to say, let me release this disclaimer before we even get into this. This is not to say that I have a thing against fathers, because I grew up with two loving, caring, respectable, and really, really great men. My biological dad and my stepdad. So we're not doing that. But just because I was blessed to have grown up in a situation like that doesn't mean that I'm representative of a lot of people out there. I had to go to school. I had cousins. I had friends. And I got a bird's eye view of how the home life of a lot of our people had to endure. So, sometimes you have to really, really be aware of how blessed you may truly be. And I'm definitely aware of that. But even with my great dads that I had, it doesn't mean that they didn't mess up. It didn't mean that they didn't, do some things that they probably wish they could have changed in their lives, or that they could have rewound the clock a little bit. Like, I need just 5 more minutes. If I can just go back 5 more minutes, I can make this whole situation a whole lot better. And we probably all felt like that at some point in our lives. But tonight we're going to talk about trying not to mess up like my dad. And this can go, if y'all want to, this can go for your dad or your mom, and it can also go for a woman that doesn't want to mess up like her dad did, because a lot of kids, male and female, are almost like the spitting image of their fathers. Strong genetics, and anybody can be like their dad, male or female. He may have had really, really great characteristics, or he may have had some things that he struggled with, and that you want to make sure that you don't struggle with in your own life. So we're going to talk about that tonight on the Daily Go Getivism Show. So let's do it. Urban Therapy with Sun 752. And this your daily. It's the Daily Go Getivism Show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it wins? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. We talk about trying not to mess up like your dad tonight, and everything is gonna be all good. Let's get it right. Let's get it understood. Talking about the hood, any place where the fathers be right now, whether it's the pool hall, the bowling alley, and I'm down. All right. So that's how it's going down, y'all. How y'all feeling, man? I'm feeling like a real man should. And I hope y'all feel like real men and women should also tonight. My man, John Jeffries. What's going on, my mellow? What's good? He says, Omar with the fresh Gucci blood red long sleeve. Yeah, you be wildin'. But you my dude, man. I fucks with you. I do. Word up, man. Appreciate you coming through. You know what I mean? You could have been anywhere on this Friday night. You know what I'm saying? But you came through to show a little love, and I'm going to show a little love back. Thanks for looking out. So, yeah. Trying hard to not to mess up like my dad. Now, a lot of people, you know, this might be a trigger for a lot of people because a lot of people have had some struggles with their fathers. You know, like a lot of young men grew up without their fathers. A lot of young women grew up without their fathers. And when you grow up without your dad, you know, there's a void in your life. Even if you have had a great mom who held it down for you and took care of everything. See, here's the thing. You were created by two parents. So by default, you're supposed to be able to be raised by two parents. You're supposed to have the input of two parents, but it just doesn't always work out that way. It just doesn't. For whatever reason, sometimes some men are what do they call it? Estranged from the children. You know, dad ain't around, and it might start off a certain kind of way, but then when it goes on too long, like it's probably not that big of a deal if you don't speak to your dad every day. Even some weeks can go by. But once it starts getting to whereas you've only seen your father or heard from your father a couple of times a year, that's not a good look. And then when multiple years start going by and you don't even have an address or a working phone number for your kids or for your dad, that's probably something that's going to affect you deeply in your life. And it's probably something that you don't want to duplicate for your own children, with your own children. And that's whether you are male or female. If you are male, you know the struggles that especially young black males have when it comes to growing up without a dad or without an influential, responsible, respectable male figure in their lives. You know what happens to us. So, you know, I don't even have to go there, but I'm going to go there because it's real shit. So even if it's a situation where your mom was the one that was like, yo, I got you, I'm gonna take care of you, or you had uncles that held it down for you or whatever, there's still always going to be a void there because you share the genetic information of your dad. See, when a child is created or when anybody is created, you have 23 chromosomes from your mom and 23 chromosomes from your dad. And there's also a reason why DNA tests are done to determine paternity of a child. It's not just because you automatically know who the mother is, but there's actually a higher percentage of DNA information from a father than there is for a mother. That's why they always say it's 99.9% possibility that somebody is your father. You know, a woman actually doesn't have 99.9%. It's like 98, some old crazy shit, 98, 97. It's not the same amount. And that's just scientifically, biologically. So and you know, whether you like it or lump it, know it or are ignorant to it, the sex of the child comes from a man. It comes from the sperm A sperm is a living thing that fertilizes a dead egg. So every man and woman, every boy and girl was created actually by a man. Now that's not to take anything away from women who carry a baby for 9 months and birth a baby out of their birth canal. I'm not taking that away from you, but there would literally be nobody on earth if there were no men. So when they say you are your father's child, they're not bullshitting. It's just facts. I mean, some people get mad when I bring that up. Like, you came from your dad. The reason that you are a man or a woman is because of your father. A woman cannot determine that. And she cannot make a baby on her own. She can carry a baby. She can carry somebody else's baby. But she cannot create one. A man can actually create one. If you can find a way to incubate it for 9 months, or, even if it's a preemie, you can find an environment that would allow it to develop into a child. But, we ain't got to get into all of that. We're talking about trying not to mess up like my dad. Trying not to mess up like my dad. What do you know? What kind of things have you bore witness to with your father that you would not want to repeat yourself? We could go down a list. We could go down a list of things that men, fathers, particularly men in general, go through: substance abuse, alcoholism, absenteeism, inability to keep a viable income. There are a lot of fathers who were not very good providers. A lot of fathers that weren't very good providers. And so when that's the case, you have to deal with what you have to deal with. So, and if we're going to talk about how you don't want to mess up like your dad, you have to actually be present to bear witness to what your father has done and has not done. And I think that that's a very important thing to do. Be there to be able to say who your father is, what your father is, get to know him. Because even whether we're talking about your mom or your dad or your mom and your dad, you have the potential to be whatever they were. You have the potential to be as great as they were or as terrible as they were in any arena, in any area, in any subject, in anything in life. But if you don't know them, there's still a good chance that because of heredity, you still might share many of the same experiences that your parents have had throughout their lifetime, even if y'all have never been around each other or never met each other at all. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I want to thank y'all for coming through. Let me give my people a shout out. My man John Jeffries, once again, thanks for coming through. And my man Crispy Bacon, what's good, my dude? And Dylan, what up? Appreciate you. And Moni B says, and a lot of good dads don't get the credit and respect they deserve. Those are facts. Those are facts. But tonight we're going to talk about, even with the good dads, there's still some things good dads have done, in their lives that we may know about or have seen. And, they messed up a little bit. We're going to get into it. Nobody's getting off the hook tonight. At the same time, I'm not indicting anybody. I'm not getting on nobody's case. But, sometimes you might be mad at your parents. Sometimes people be mad at their dad all the time. If the love is there, y'all bury the hatchet, mend fences, correct your ways and everything like that. And that's a good thing. Peter Parker says, any tips on how to master my bait? What up, man? All right. And Joseph Sewell, what's going on? And Jack Burdine says, damn, bro, you just hit the nail right on the head. I wonder what part. Okay. Emily Dunlap in the house. I said Emily. What's good? And Trenton Carey says no such thing. No such thing as what? All right. In Sugar Hill, what's going on? John Wick says, I'm the back bar into the good life, moved out of the hood. Why you trying to call me back, right? I got nothing. Or is that a bar? Let me see. I'm the back bar into the hood life, moved out of the hood. Why you trying to? Let me see. Can we make that a bar? I'm the back bar into the life. I mean, wait. I'm the back bar into the good life, moved out of the hood. Why you trying to call me back, right? Okay, we can do that. Oh, good dad. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, let's do this. Let's do this. Let me get dressed here. I put on my uniform whenever I do this show. So let me put on my unis. Good. Good. All right. Put on my struggle beads. My struggle beads for everybody that's in the struggle. Everybody that's going through something. Everybody that you know has some bills to pay, has some debts to pay, has some apologies to make, has some things to explain. These struggle beads. These struggle beads just trying to make it out here. I got to pick. I always got. All right, tell you what. I got two for y'all. Y'all can choose. Which is going to be the left or the right. Y'all can't say neither one because y'all getting one. All right, what's going to be left or right? Left or the right? Left or the right? Cow bones, baby. The left or the right? Which one? Which one? Which one? Let me see. Let me see. The right. All right. The right. All right. Cool. Let's get with the right. Damn. The right is good. The right is good. Levels is good. Levels is good. Levels is good. Take a little pic here. Verify that we did this thing. Looking good. All right, hold on. Look at that. Look at y'all. Huh? Y'all got that drip. Y'all got the good drip, man. All right. We ready? We ready. Everybody got their uniform. This is like scrubs in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? It's like the black pants with the blue stripe for security guards. All right, let's go. So yeah, trying hard not to mess up like my dad. I didn't want to say trying hard not to be like my dad, but there are plenty of people who feel that way also. But I'm not really trying to get into that. I'm saying try not to mess up like my dad. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody fucks up in this world. There's nobody here that's perfect, that always gets it right, that always knows exactly what to do, and never digs a hole that they have to climb up out of. Hopefully, any hole that you dig, no diddy. I hate having to say this shit. We went from pause to no diddy. Man, fuck all of that. We can't talk no more. All right. There shouldn't be any hole that you dig that's so deep that you can't climb up out of, or that you just get comfortable down there in the hole. Because some people dig a hole for themselves, and instead of trying to get up out of the hole, they just say, throw a couch down here and a pillow and maybe a lamp. Can we get some TV down here? I'm probably going to need Wi-Fi because I doubt if I'm going to get any reception. So hopefully we're not going there, and we're not getting to that point. All right. Okay. Where are we? Emily, please don't call me Omar before I call myself Omar. I'm Sun 752. You see, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You always trying, you know what I mean? But it's all good though. Love is love. Okay. Jesus loves you says, are you alone? Is anyone sleeping in your house? Because if you're alone, or if everyone is awake, you should yell, wake up. What the fuck is you talking about? John Wick says, and that's why I think my frog deserves human rights. All right, cool. Sugar Hill, what up? Natasha Younger, thanks for coming through. Mildred Dawson. Millie Mill Dawson. My girl Millie Mill Dawson says, my left, is your right. Oh, shit. So did I put on the right one? Y'all good? We good? We good? And Janika, what's going on? Jeremy Lake says, how'd the funeral go? I'm glad you asked that. To be honest with you, that might have been the most beautiful service that I've ever seen in my life. It was, I don't want to say that it was inspirational, but I'm going to say that everybody had such nice things to say about my man, and it was accurate. And I think we really, really just all helped each other. I really thought it was going to be a real crying fest. And I thought it was just going to be like extremely sloppily sad and all of that. And it didn't turn out that way. And that's why I do have to kind of say that it was inspirational. It was a good look. That was what I call a homegoing service. I didn't feel bad. I didn't feel bad about anything. Of course, I'm going to miss my man. I'm going to always miss my man. That was my best friend of all time. But he got sent off right. And I don't talk like that. Because you got to think, man, there's a gap between when a person dies and when they have a funeral. My man died on the 15th of May. It's the 31st of May. So, he has been wherever he's going to be eternally for the past 2 weeks. 16 days to be exact. So, by the time funerals normally come for me, I'm good. Because I'm like, I've been dealing with the death for a minute now. So, but I appreciate you asking, man. And I appreciate your concern. Thanks a lot for that. All right. Grace Carey says, hello, everyone in the morning. What's up with you? Thanks for coming through. And the second says, OG, why don't you have more subscribers? You dropping too much knowledge for you not to. Listen, man, you can't make yourself be what you're not ready to be before it's time for you to be that. And I have to be patient. Shoot, you think I don't have enough subscribers now? You should have seen me last year. You should have seen me the year before. We building. Hopefully, show by show, we keep stacking. I'm trying to improve. Y'all see, I'm coming through with new sets. I'm just trying to get better. So the better I get, hopefully, the more y'all tune in, catch on, share, help out, push the like button, subscribe to the channel, and then we can get it there. But I have to be, one thing I recognize about this whole situation, this whole content creator thing, I have to be selling what y'all want to buy. Because if I'm selling what y'all don't want to buy, y'all not coming to this store. And the store is this channel. So hopefully I have the products that y'all want to actually buy, which means that y'all will listen in and hopefully participate and just help the channel grow. But yeah, I can't make myself have more subscribers than I have. Only y'all can do that. I'm powerless. In that vein. And it's not like Instagram where I can buy followers. Yeah. Like, yo, let me get a quick 50,000. Nah, I can't do it. So I wouldn't do it anyway. But appreciate that. Natasha Younger says, I was raised with great parents who stuck together. His thought process is better. Wait a minute. Oh, it's better to rent than to own. Mindset kept him from setting up my mom. Now it's up to me to build their comfort. It's better to rent than to buy. Better to rent than to own. I was taught exactly the opposite. We didn't rent shit. I've never paid rent in my life. Scott's honor, no bullshit. I've never paid rent in my life. I've hardly ever paid mortgage in my life. We used to buy houses straight out. That's where I come from. My dad owned real estate. He taught me the game. That's how it went. So, for those, if you rent, you should be looking forward to buying, because when you start counting up the cost over a certain amount of years, you could have bought 2, 3, 4 houses. If you live to be 50 years old, you've been paying rent all that time, man. All right. Gorilla God King says, son, What up? Thanks for coming through. And Jadon, appreciate that. Appreciate that. And Grace Carey says, have subscribed. Appreciate that. Thanks for subscribing. Y'all appreciate it. For real. Mucho, mucho. All right. All right. Thanks. I'm glad I picked the right one, Millie Mill. And Free Palestine says, is this Islam? I think everything is Islam. But this is not the Islamic channel, but everything is Islam. All right. Shirley Cheryl, the world's most precious, the greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Cheryl, the world's most precious, the greatest pearl in the world. What's good? And Joseph Fisher says, do a rap. I'll do a rap in a minute. And Duck Boy, what's going on, Duck Boy? And Emily says, John Jeffries, put your name out there first. You've been listening to stop it. I'm not even, you know what? I'm not even gonna read the rest of that comment. I'm not doing it. And Grace Carey says, getting subscribers not easy. Keep on pushing. Yeah, one at a time. And Gorilla says, is this native by the, this is native, my man. Native man, what's going on? It says, by the way, your friend, may your friend find peace. Absolutely. He's in a much better place. He was in too much pain, man. He was in too much pain. All right. Like this comment says, maybe entertain people instead of talking about entertaining people. Oh my gosh. That's like saying, maybe you should suck the cock instead of giving head. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. All right. Anthony Fuentes, like this comment says, right now you're stalling because you have nothing better to do. Oh, you're an asshole. All right, cool. We gotta have assholes in the chat. You know what I mean? They come here to get their little asshole thing. Like, you don't have anything better to do, so you come through. Okay, all right, that's cool. All right, Skippity says, are you? I don't know. I'm not fucking with that. All right, I'm not fucking with that either. All right, Farmer says, I just joined. What is this live about? Tonight we're talking about trying not to mess up like my dad did. Trying not to mess up like my dad. Many people may have had fathers that weren't there for them in their lives, or they may have had fathers that were there in their lives. You know what I've noticed? And y'all can correct me about this if I'm wrong. And I may very well be wrong, but this is just my observation. Of course, I grew up as a black man, and I grew up with a lot of cousins and friends and classmates and just people that I knew who didn't have a father. And many people grew up mad at the fact that they didn't have a father. So if their father was still alive somewhere out there in the world doing whatever he was doing, instead of raising them, guiding them, protecting them, teaching them, spending time with them and making sure that he nurtured them in a fatherly way, he was out there doing whatever he was doing. So a lot of people were mad at their fathers for that. Justifiably so. But what I've noticed, so that's what I noticed on the black side. People were mad at their fathers for not being in the home or not being there for them. On the white side, I noticed that a lot of white kids were mad at their dad in the home. They was mad at him because of the way he treated them while he was home. It's like a stark contrast. It's kind of crazy. Black kids mad at their father for not being there. White kids mad at their father for being there but getting on their fucking nerves or being abusive or just not being. Yeah. Honestly, I watch a lot of the ID channel. I don't see a lot of black people that murder, take their fathers out. White kids, they be like, Daddy gotta go. Papa gone. So, like I said, I know I'm not 100% accurate on that, but that's just my observation from what I witnessed. So, all right. Brody Ray 31, you just subscribed. I appreciate you. Yes. Appreciate all of y'all for coming through. Appreciate it. right, the second says, can I get your thoughts on how the black family became so divided, and what is the solution to bringing unity? Well, I don't have a solution for the black family, and nobody has a solution for the black family. Nobody. And but I'll tell you this. The way that one of the ways that you can start to fix the black family is you have to concentrate on the individual. One thing about our people, we be looking for this one big blanket thing that's going to cover us all and bring us out of our condition, not recognizing that we were ingrained and conditioned into our condition for hundreds of years. But somehow we think that just in one fell swoop, a black president or white president or some kind of inspirational speaker or something like that is going to bring us out of our condition. And we're just not paying attention to the flaws of man. So individually, you can always affect a person's life, because you can get their attention and you can find out what their strengths and weaknesses are. We be looking for stadiums full of people that are going to finally get this shit done. Either that, or we're looking for some movie star or some musician that has made a ton of money, some like hundreds of millions of dollars or $1 billion. We're looking for them to somehow pay us out of our condition. How's it been going so far? First of all, none of these celebrities went into show business to save the black community. I just want to let you know that, black man, woman, and child. They're not there to save the community. They're barely there to save their goddamn selves, but they're definitely not here to save the black community. So we need to stop looking to people. Just like I was saying a while ago, if I'm not selling the right things at my store, y'all not going to shop here. It's the same thing. We're going to celebrities to try to fix our condition. They are not the store. Y'all shopping at the wrong place. Y'all going to Burger King looking for Big Macs and quarter pounders. They ain't there. You can't get a Whopper or Whopper Jr. at McDonald's either. You got to go to the right place. There are people who do activism and problem solving full time. Yet we want to go to people who are pretending and playing instruments to save us. Am I lying? Am I lying? First thing that I'm going to challenge y'all to do something, and I have no way of knowing if this is actually true or if y'all actually follow protocol on this. All my black people in the audience, can you name 3 millionaires, not billionaires, just 3 millionaires, 3 black millionaires that you have never, ever seen on TV? I'm going to set my timer because y'all might Google it, but I don't want y'all. I don't want y'all to Google it. I don't want y'all to Google it because this highlights a really big problem in our community. We think wealth comes from only sports and entertainment. If you cannot name 3 black millionaires that you have never seen on TV or heard on the radio, we have a problem. We have a problem. We have a major, major problem. And we do. We have a major problem. So, the first thing we want to talk about is Oprah or Tyler Perry or Dr. Dre or Michael Jordan, all celebrities. Why don't they put their money together and they can help do this? Because that ain't what the fuck we need them for. They shoot basketballs, act on stage in front of cameras, get on microphones and shit like that. They sing and dance and make music. That's what they paid for. They don't give a fuck about us. I'm not even dissing them, but it's the truth. So it is what it is. So if full-grown adults can't name 3 black millionaires, and there are hundreds of black millionaires that have never been on TV, but if we can't even name 3, we'd be hard pressed, some of us, to come up with one black millionaire that you've never seen on TV. If we as adults can't do that, what do you think our children think their future is? The only way we're ever going to have generational wealth is I got to get on the microphone or in front of the camera. That's a problem. So when we start talking about fixing the black family, man, we far behind. So we have to concentrate on the family as the individual family at a time, because we can't fix 10 families at a time. We different. We think that we're all the same, but we're not even close. All right. But yo, that's a good question though. The second, and I appreciate the question. All right. B Dog, what's going on, B Dog? All right. Farmer Cletus says, if you don't mind me asking, what was one of your biggest struggles growing up without a father figure? No, I had a father figure. I didn't have a father figure. I had a whole dad. Me and my dad were very, very close. I miss my dad. There's nobody in the world I miss more than my dad. My dad passed in 2021 at 84 years old, and me and my dad was as thick as thieves. And my stepdad, my bonus dad, passed in 2010, February 10th, 2010. And I had most of my friends didn't have, oh, by the way, the title of this show is not about me. Now, I've seen my dad mess up plenty of times, so I have examples, but this show is not about me. It's not about me at all. I wouldn't mind being like my dad. My dad was a great provider. He was a hustler. He knew how to make money, and he was all legal hustles. My dad didn't drink, didn't smoke. He was a good dude. But he had a lot of kids. So he might not have drank and smoked, but he fucked. So if I would have said, I don't want to mess up like my dad, I would say, what I don't want to do like my dad is have a bunch of different families all over the place. That's what I don't want to mess up like my dad. Other than that, shit, he was handsome as fuck. Picture of my pops. Let's see. Let me see. See a picture of me and me padre. Me and me padre. So no, I can't relate to not having a father. I had two full-time, great, responsible, hard-working, loving fathers. So no, we kind of do that. But let me see. But a lot of people, a lot of my friends, a lot of my relatives did not have a father like that. And so I feel for them. You know, it's rough. It's rough when, you know, let's say you are, here's my pop when he was like in his 20s or 30s. You look at that big part. You know, look at that big part. My father was a respiratory therapist back in the day, before he started his own business. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's my young dad. Let me see. But yeah, so a lot of people that I knew were, you know, they grew up very, very angry with they fathers. And I get it. I really do. I get it. But it's a tough position to be in. It really is. It's tough. It's tough. But when we say don't want to mess up like my dad did, your dad might have been a really good dude and he might have been on the path to doing really great things. But maybe he had something that was in him or something about him that prevented him from being as successful or as focused as he could have been, and you don't want to duplicate that. You know, that's all. I'm not. This is not a. I'm mad at my dad. We not doing that. Because I know I ain't mad at mine. I ain't mad at mine. I don't want to spend all day looking for pictures of my pop. I have a lot of us together. Oh, hold on. Oh, I thought I just passed one. Let me see. But yeah, try not to mess up like my dad. You know, your dad could have been a drug addict. He could have, he could have, well, let's say this. He could have had struggles that you would rather not struggle with. Can we say that? You know, like, I know that many of us like to look at our parents like they were the greatest thing since sliced bread, especially when we're not mad at them. But the truth is, whatever struggle you're probably going through in your life, your parents have probably went through the same identical struggle. Probably. Maybe not in the, maybe, of course, in a different era. But still, he more than likely, he or she, your mom or your dad, has gone through some shit. And you don't want to go through that. Like, for example, like my parents grew up in the civil rights era. I wouldn't want to grow up in the civil rights era. I wouldn't want no piece of that. Even though we still had to deal with the racism that came after it, or before, after it, during it, and all that kind of stuff. But still, that was a different kind of struggle. And the people who were alive at that time were built for that struggle. They were built for that struggle. We may not have been built for that. So the mistakes that they may have made, what about like people who have dads who couldn't stay out of jail? There's some people whose father is still in jail at this moment. So you may not want to have duplicated anything like that. Understandably so, right? You don't want to live your life always going back and forth to court, always going back and forth to jail, never being there for your family, never being there to represent for your kids. And one thing that you cannot do is raise your children behind bars. You can't improve your community behind bars. You can't give your wife or your girl the proper time, attention, and affection that she requires. So, black men in particular, we have one job, one very important job, and that's to stay the fuck out of prison. That's the job that we have. If you can't pull that job off, we got more problems than you can shake a stick at. But that's the one thing that you have to do, because if you're not here, you can't take care of anything. You are a liability. That means somebody has to make sure you have what you need while you're incarcerated. They have to worry that you could get in even more trouble and have to serve more time while you're in there or something, or you might come home in a body bag. You know what I mean? What's more tragic than that? You went to jail in the first place, and then you didn't even get a chance to come home. So that's probably something you wouldn't want to repeat like your dad. So you might not want to mess up like that. All right. Shirley Shore says it's funny because some male children who grow up being around their fathers sometimes have similar actions that weren't taught to them. That makes you ask, how did you do that just like your dad? Plenty of times. Genetics matter. That shit is crazy. Stinson said, he asked Tyson or Jake Paul. I'm not going against no Mike Tyson. Today's Mike Tyson reminded me of the old Mike Tyson. He's drug free. He's a lot smarter. He's wiser. And he's in great shape. Remember when George Foreman made his comeback back in the day? He was knocking people out at like 45 years old. Well, that's Mike Tyson. And Mike Tyson like 55 years old. This shit it's going down. Okay. The Young Eagle 1776 says, I don't really know of any millionaires who have never been mentioned on TV somewhere. You're not alone. You're not alone, but that just highlights a problem that we have. I didn't ask y'all that, to try to diss nobody or nothing like that, but it just shows you where we are. That's a problem, man. That's a problem. Because that means we think our key to wealth is entertainment. Entertainment is great, but that don't push no culture forward. It's not. It doesn't. Just don't. All right. James Harrison, sun worshiper. Hidden Eye says, I'm a black millionaire. Okay, cool. He says, stop spreading lies. I'm a black millionaire. You don't even know how to spell millionaire, you dummy. You don't even know how to spell millionaire. What the fuck is wrong with you? And James, yo, oh shit. He said, sounds like your dad is a deadbeat dad, actually. Shit. Not my dad. Maybe your dad. You probably don't have a dad. And you're probably not a dad yourself. You probably can't produce children. You probably are a blank shooter. Pew, pew. Like, this is your dick. And here's your nut coming out of your dick. That shit don't shoot. It's pew, pew. Your shit is like a phone on 1%. You know how when your phone is less than 5%, the screen won't even light up? That's you. That's probably your libido. That's your libido. You can't. You a phone on 5%. You ain't got no life. Yeah, you know what I meant. You a phone on 5%. Can't get no light. That shit is wrong. It ain't right. Yo, you a phone on 5%, and that's so sad. You don't have what it takes to be a dad. Probably didn't have a father in your life. You probably didn't have a mother either. Yo, you like a beaver biting on wood. You nasty mother. Ooh. All right, let's go. All right. Hidden Eye says, talking about black. Okay. Well, let me stop reading this shit. All right. Can you listen to Uranium Fever? Is that a what's the name of the group? What's Uranium Fever? Because I might do it. All right. So, Mr. Respect was good. And the second says, where do you envision America from an economic, political, culture standpoint in the coming years? And do you feel like the next generation, Z and younger, are going to be prepared for it? I think they'll be prepared for it, just like every generation prepares for it. But it's not looking good. It's not looking good. The political, the justice system, the political system. I mean, I'm glad to see Donald Trump convicted of 34 felonies. But I really don't think he's going to do any time. And what kind of message is that sending to the American people? So that's not just a legal issue, but that's also a political issue. We're in trouble. This country is in trouble. America is not going to be the America that we have known America to be for the last 200, almost 300 years. They're going to have to give up something. It's coming. Now, how does that affect each different race, ethnicity, and culture, and rate, and whatever? Well, we're going to have to see. But the world is getting darker as far as skin pigmentation and as far as the light is concerned and the knowledge is concerned. We got problems. Ryan Anderson says, what's good, Unc? Thanks for coming through, Ryan. I appreciate it. Mikey, man, what's going on? Thanks for coming through, man. He says, I just got here, but how was the funeral, boss? Hope it was a good homegoing. It was. Most beautiful service I ever seen in my life. It was inspirational. It was really, really a good look. Honestly, I'm going to go as far as to say I would almost do it again. How crazy is that? I would almost do it again. I was like, this is the best funeral I've ever been to in my life. This shit crazy. They did a real good job. They did a really good job. King 3. Thanks for coming through. And John F96 says, I wouldn't want to be a dad in this day and age. Man, listen, we have to populate the earth whether we like it or not. But why wouldn't you want to put your skills up as a father versus what you have seen other people do? And I mean, just because they may have fell short, just because they didn't perform up to your standards, that doesn't mean that you can't. So when I say trying hard not to mess up like my dad, once again, I'm not downing fathers. I'm not getting on fathers. What I'm talking, because we can be talking about a mom or a dad. We can be talking about a son or a daughter not wanting to mess up like they dad. You know, I mean, some of us have had dads that had it, pretty much had it all. I mean, can any of y'all relate to this? Like, have you ever known somebody that had it all? They had everything going for them. They may have had the looks, the energy, the ambition, the drive. They just had everything going for them. But they didn't believe in themselves. Or they drank too much. Or they couldn't stop getting high. Or they was a slave to pussy. You know how many men out there are a slave to their dick? They dick run their whole entire life. So no matter how much money I get, I'm a waste a bunch of it tricking, or gambling, or wasting it some kind of way. Put my money up my nose, or in a pipe, or in a syringe or something like that. Come on, man. We got struggles. Somebody may have had it all. But what you can't do is make somebody be as great as they supposed to be. You can't do that. It probably would be better to concentrate on making yourself as great as you could be. But we fuck up on that too. And guess what? As we fuck up on that as men and as fathers, there's probably a child, a son or a daughter somewhere saying, I don't want to do that. And just because you mess up doesn't mean that you are totally fucked up or that you don't have anything good going on for yourself. It could be completely the opposite. You could have just... How many of y'all know somebody who could have just flipped a little switch? Like, all you gotta do is push this button right here, and you could be king tomorrow. Matter of fact, we could get you a crown today. But for some reason, they kept going around that button. They couldn't get to that button. They push every button around that button, but they wouldn't push the king button. Wouldn't push the queen button. That might have been your dad. It might have been your dad. So that's what we talking about. We gotta stop thinking so negatively all the time. We ain't gotta be negative. Let me see. Oh, Jeremy Lake says, my dad was a deadbeat and it inspired me to be the best dad that I can be. There you have it right there. So you trying hard not to mess up like your dad. Your dad didn't take care of his financial responsibilities probably, and he wasn't there for you the way that you needed him. And I know you needed him. So you want to make sure that you're there for your children as a provider and as a good father, a role model, somebody that you can respect and look up to and mimic and be like. Perfect for me. Johnny says, I have one memory of my dad, LOL. He was an alcoholic. And you probably don't want to be an alcoholic. But do you know how many children of alcoholics wind up being stone cold drunks, alcoholics? Like some of them are worse. And the crazy part about it is many of them never even had their father in their life. I know people, I know sons and daughters of alcoholic fathers that were never around their dad. Never around them. Some of them never met him. Genetics matter. Mikey Man says, You know, there are powerful people who believe our future is going to be robots doing all of the labor jobs, and all humans have to do is entertain each other. It's kind of headed that way. It is. It is. All the way down to the self checkout line at the market. It's bad. And it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. And this ain't even just a black thing. It's not. Okay. 4PF baby. J official says, take your ass to sleep. No, I'ma stay my ass up. You take your ass wherever the fuck you go. Owl says, please, please, Lord Jesus, protect. Oh my, get the fuck out of here. All right, Mr. Joker 5280 says, yo, coming to America, LL Cool J. What's up? What's good? Remember me? I'm just glad that you here, my dude. I'm just glad you here. Jeremy says, loser felon. Talk about Trump. King said, do you smoke weed? No, I don't smoke that, man. I'm drug free. I'm substance free. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I used to drink, and I used to drink heavily. Well, I only drank on the weekends, but I was such a weekend warrior shit. I used to need the rest of the week just to air out. But from what I understand, real alcoholics don't air out. It's a daily operation, baby. Even if it's just a couple of shots a day, they got to have something. Yeah, I used to drink on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Those were my days. I didn't drink on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I didn't do that. But it was getting in the way. And you know one of the biggest reasons that I stopped drinking? Because of my daughter. I was like, I used to start drinking on Thursday. So when my daughter was born, I was like, all right, I got to cut this down. So I stopped drinking on Thursday. So then it became Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then I started getting in trouble. I got 3 DUIs, 3 in a short amount of time. I got the first DUI in 2006 and the other 2 together in 2010. Took me forever to get my license back straight and all of that kind of shit. But I was like, and I didn't stop drinking right after I got convicted. I got convicted in 2010. I still went hard body with it until 2012. But along the line, I was like, this ain't a good look. And how am I ever... See, I don't know about y'all. But I always want to be a real good example to my kids or any children. Any children. So how would I be able to tell my baby, my biological baby, and my non-biological kids, whoever they may be, because I consider any child that I help out to be my child. So how will I be able to tell them, like, look, regulate yourself if I don't regulate myself? Practice things in moderation if I don't practice things in moderation. Watch what you do. Be careful. Learn all you need to learn. If I don't watch what I do, learn all I need to learn, listen, pay attention, respect elders. Well, how am I going to teach that if I'm not doing it at all? So I'm just saying what I heard somebody else say. I mean, that wasn't acceptable to me. So on December 8th, 2012, no more alcohol. And here's the quite crazy thing. I didn't have to go to like no rehab or no shit like that. And I was drunk when I decided I wasn't going to drink no more. I swear to God on that. I was drunk when I found out, or when I knew that I would never drink again. It be like that sometimes. So I stopped. But I don't know how to tell anybody else to stop because I didn't practice. It wasn't like, I went through the steps or, some really bad thing happened. But it was going to happen. I had 3 DUIs. That could have landed me in jail or some shit. You know what I mean? It was bad enough. They wanted me to get the breathalyzer thing on my car. So every time I started the car, I had to breathe into this shit. I'm like, man, fuck all of that. That DUI shit, that ain't what you want. Now, of course, you can get a DUI without drinking because you can get it while you smoking or using whatever kind of substance. But I had to do what I had to do. King says, God damn, because 3 is crazy. Yes, 3 is crazy. And guess what? I'm going to court watching people who had more than 3. I'm going to court watching people like, all right, so they had this program where you could do, instead of doing 45 days in jail, you could break it down into weekends. So every weekend when you get off of work, you have to go turn yourself into jail for Friday on Friday for Saturday and Sunday, and then you come home on Sunday, work the rest of the week and all of that shit. You got, oh no, those were 90-day sentences. I'm sorry, 90-day sentences. So you ain't seeing no cookouts, no summer activities, no Six Flags, no swimming pools and none of that shit unless you do it during the week, because your weekends were locked up. Well, I didn't have to do that because my alcohol level when I got to DUIs, and this is not an excuse or not a, well, yeah, I wasn't that bad. I'm not saying that, because a conviction is a conviction. And that means I got caught 3 times. But my alcohol level was never like twice over the limit. My shit would be like a 0.14 or some shit like that. I think I had a 0.12, a 0.14, and a 0.1. It was never double the alcohol, double the legal limit. I would go to court, I'm watching motherfuckers in there. They'd be like double and triple the limit. I'm like, you know how drunk you had to be triple over, like, you blew a 3, nigga? You blew a 3? Yeah, that's crazy. Damn, Chris says, my cousin got killed by a drunk driver. Man, my condolences. It happens. But I wasn't trying to live my life that way. Listen, I don't care what nobody think about me. I think that I'm destined for greatness. I think that I was put on this earth to do something really, really monumental, something great. That's what I think. So regardless of what anybody else thinks, that's what I think. But I can't do that making excuses for negative behavior. And I can't expect my babies to be great without watching me be great. They need an example. They needed a frame of reference, and I have to be that. So no drinking for me. I don't drink, and I've never missed alcohol. I'm around people who drink, smoke, all that old crazy shit. I'm like, yeah, y'all do y'all. I don't miss it because I don't miss getting in trouble. I don't like to be in trouble. That shit sucks. King says, I don't smoke no more. That's what's up. But for the people who do smoke or whatever, or drink or whatever, hopefully you know how to practice in moderation. Hopefully. All right. Mr. Joker says, you look like you pushing those weights, looking healthy, player. Keep the truth flowing. Yeah, man, I work out. I don't go to the gym, but I work out, do some push-ups, do some pull-ups. You know what I mean? I work with the barbells and all of that kind of shit. Man, I'm 53 years old. I ain't trying to win no competitions out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to live, baby. I buried my best friend today. I did. 55 years old. I buried my best friend. I don't use the word best friend loosely. Today I buried my best friend. My lifelong buddy. I ain't trying to see that. And one of the reasons I buried my lifelong friend, because he didn't want to stop huffing. He didn't want to stop smoking the L. And it wasn't the L that killed him. It was the blunts. His heart couldn't take the cigarettes. If you smoke blunts, you smoking cigarettes. So you smoking weed and alcohol. I'm sorry, weed and cigarettes. The cigarettes gonna claim you. They be getting motherfuckers, and they got him. So I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to duplicate that. So yeah, I try to. Matter of fact, my drink. I'm here yapping with y'all. I ain't having none of my drink. Please, y'all, hit the like button. Please share the show. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Daily Go Getimism Show. I'm your host, Sun752. I'm feeling like a real man should. I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should. Also, we talking about trying not to mess up like my dad. That man says, I'm smoking as we speak. I don't know how folks don't, but like you said, it got in the way. Yeah, it did. It got in the way. It got in my way. The next man might not have stopped. I was like, no, I'm better than this. I ain't gonna lie, man. My ego made me stop smoking. I'm not gonna have nobody running around here talking about some, yo, man, boy, son, Omar, yo, he ain't nothing but a drunk. He could have done it. He got so much talent. He could have done this. He could have done that. But he couldn't put that bottle down. I ain't having that. I'm sorry. Yeah, my ego said, oh, hell no. That's not what y'all gonna say about me. Y'all gonna have to come up with some other fly shit. But not that. And I'm dead serious. My ego said, nah. You ain't gonna be one of those strong on the outside, weak on the inside motherfuckers. No. All right. There's Young says, brother, Jesus is real. I saw Jesus. If you don't believe, ask him yourself, and you will. Well, show me where he at. It's all good. John Smith was good. Mr. Joker says, my pops took the 45 days in jail for 50. See? 5? It happens though. Yo, it would have happened to me. I would have had more than 3, dog. I got caught. After I got convicted of the 3, I still got caught before. After that. Maybe 3 more times. I wasn't listening. But I didn't have to go to court. I kept getting lucky. But my luck was running out. So I got convicted for 3. And then I got caught another 3 times. Heart beating out my chest. Like, oh shit. Because I knew I was fucking up. But that ain't it, Chief. That ain't it. He did the 45. Oh, he did the 90-day. Okay. Yeah. It breaks down into 45 weekends. That's what it breaks down. Yo, that's a lot. That's almost a year. You know what I'm saying? 45 weekends. Every weekend you like, yo, man, what you doing this weekend, man? We meeting that. We gonna be at Applebee's. We gonna be at TGI Fridays. We gonna be at this spot. We gonna be at the cabaret. We going to the titty bar. We going to the stripper joint. No, you ain't going. You ain't going, nigga. Only way you can go is if you go on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Because you can't make it on Friday, Saturday. You can make it on Sunday night, though, because you get out Sunday morning. All right. Surak Chorus. Surak Kuras. What's going on, man? Mikey Man says, I used to drink hard whenever I didn't have my kids. 50-50 custody. That's what's up. And I got sick of getting in trouble too. 2 DUIs. Nowadays, they act like if you're convinced of a DUI, they can ruin your life. Or if you're convicted of a DUI. Speak on it, God. Speak on it. See, when people who never went through that shit, good for them. But you don't really understand this shit till you gotta pay a fucking lawyer. You gotta pay restitution. Fines up the ass. You know, when you driving down the highway, you see those signs that say DUI, you can't afford it. You be thinking they mean like you don't really understand what they mean till you get a DUI. You be like, damn, it's like this shit is endless. And you know, on some real shit, when you look at the statistics, because they talk about how many people are killed by drunk drivers, and there are a lot of people who get killed by drunk drivers. But guess who kills the most people? People who are not drunk, people who are not under the influence. If you look at the amount of people who are killed in drunk driving accidents, and you look at the people who are killed just in regular car accidents that have absolutely nothing to do with substance abuse, sobriety kills way more. Way. I mean, it ain't close. It ain't like double. It ain't like triple. But don't nobody want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear that shit. And the court they prey on that kind of shit. And you just they don't care if you keep driving. They don't care if you keep fucking up. They're just gonna keep sending you to jail and keep taxing you. You're gonna be paying forever. And especially if you want your license back. Chrissy Bacon says, kids definitely need a good example. That is what set me on the right path. Blessings to you. PDK1 says, what's your opinion on edging? I don't even know what that is. So you can put me on. Whopper Preciado says, sir, you have heard of have you heard of sounding? I have not. Craft? I don't know. Whopper Preciado says he can't read. I can, but if y'all can see, y'all can't see it from my point of view. Crispy says, my dad was okay. He could have been better. He could have been way better. He could have been a way better dad. That's why I put him in play after he got Alzheimer's, sadly. Okay. Sorry about that. Michael says, sir, there's a booger in your left nose nostril. No, never that. Maritza Ogborg. Hey, thanks for coming through. Thanks for coming back through, as a matter of fact. Appreciate y'all. All right. Sherelle says, I made it, brother. Sorry I'm late. I'm just glad you're here, my dude. I really am, man. I appreciate y'all. Mucho. Mikey Man says, an old cat that works for me has 11 DUIs. What the fuck? 11 DUIs. Most of them was back when it was a slap on the wrist. Shit, when was that? Shit, when they invented cars? Random kid without of revenge? I don't know. Hey, bro, how you doing? I'm doing all right, man. I'm feeling like a real man should. Thanks for coming through. Marissa says, you are so funny. What'd I say? Michael says, sir, you have... Oh, my God. This motherfucker keep making me read his shit. Spasm 16, thanks for coming through. White Buffalo says, sobriety kills. I mean, I don't want to make it sound like that, but shit is the facts. These are just the pure numbers. On Instagram, you know, I subscribe to like all of these car accidents on highways and all of that. Those accidents do not be DUI accidents. They don't be DUI accidents. It just be motherfuckers. Random kid. This encourages me to drink and drive. Okay, well, you do you. Be careful. Okay, don't answer the edging question. Okay. Totally not. Wait a minute. Totally not me. What's good? Thanks for coming through. All right. Rush 21 says, what's up from New Zealand? Australia in the house? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate my people from down under. Appreciate you. Crispy says, okay. Okay, I don't like I don't like the fact that it's going by percentage of people who are drunk and they do kill more by percentage. You have to understand facts. It's way more people. I get it. I'm just talking about vehicular deaths. That's all I'm talking about. Vehicular deaths. The numbers are what they are. But you have to understand that with DUI, see, with when there's no DUI, the state doesn't get paid off of that. There's nobody to blame. It was an accident. Even if it's done on purpose, the state doesn't get any money from that. But with DUIs, they be like, what's the legal limit? 0.08? Your shit could be 0.09. They like, got you. Got you. Ain't shit that you can do. You gotta go to you gotta take those DUI classes. So counselors and shit, they getting paid. Ka-ching. Everybody's getting paid. And you're paying everybody. It all comes from you. This can affect your income. It can affect your job. And God forbid you don't have insurance, because then you paying right out of pocket. I appreciate you too, Maritza. Mikey Man says, I forgot you're a city boy. In small towns, the cops used to follow you home, give you a ticket, and get that fine out of you. Shit. You think they don't do that in Philly? These cops is fucking ridiculous, dog. I hate them. I hate them all. Fucking ridiculous. Chili says, okay, cool. White Buffalo says, nah, it's people on their phone and don't know how to drive or road rage. Nonetheless, they're not under the influence of alcohol. How about that? All right. Cody Berger, I'm getting stalked. Okay. Marissa says, shut up, bad stomach. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, Cody Berger says, by law, officials hired detectives and using communities, civilians to target me. I'm being stalked. That's not even funny. Not even funny, man. Crispy Bacon says you can be a 0.07 and still get arrested. Shit, try arresting me at 0.07. You ain't convicting me. You might arrest me, but I ain't going to. I ain't 0.07. It's 0.08. That's the legal limit. Mikey Man says, and you better have cash for classes. Oh God, you give me a flashback, Mike. You better have cash for the classes. Plus insurance goes up. Oh my God, I don't even want to talk about that shit. You have to rent rent the blow machine. I was talking about that earlier. You have to rent the blow machine, pay the state for reinstatement, lawyers. Oh my. And getting your license back is so hard after a DUI, man. It's so yo. And I had a few driving on suspended license violations, so I had to wait those years out. I thought I was going to get my license back in 2000. I started trying to get my license back in 2014. I didn't get it back till 2019. Stopped drinking in 2012. So, yeah, it's real. Mikey Man says lawyer going bet that. And my lawyer was pretty good. Cody says, how do you deal with that then? I'm serious, not being fun. How do you deal with what? Exactly, Crispy says. They still think intoxication through the test, they will arrest you. Well, you have a right to see the test. You have a right to that. Yes, you do. And just because you're in trouble don't mean that you don't have any rights. So just like if a state trooper stops you for speeding, you have a right to see. All right, you said you clocked me at 81. Let me see. And they supposed to let you walk back there and see the gun. Now the question is, all right, how I know that's me? It could have been somebody else out on the road doing 81. There was traffic out there. Those are the things you might have to handle in court. But if he didn't actually have you on a gun, because they fool people into purging themselves. Oh yeah, I don't know, I was going a little fast, but blah blah blah. Now they can make up anything. Okay. White Buffalo says if they really wanted to protect, they would offer breath machines at the bar. Or but you could also say if they really wanted to arrest everybody, they would just wait outside the bar and just you know profile everybody and arrest everybody. You know why they won't do it though? Because those businesses, those bars, are businesses that contribute to the community. They pay their taxes and they pay all kinds of fees and stuff like that. So they don't want to fuck up businesses. But they also want to make sure that they get yours. So yeah, bars and restaurants and whoever sells alcohol would really have a problem if you were costing them business because they knew you were going to wait right out there and arrest everybody for drunk driving as they left that establishment. So that's why they're not going to do that. It's all money. Cody Berger says you have a right to deny it as well. That's right. Chris says, "Leave me. I've had my car searched 8 times plus." Yeah, I hear you. Mikey Man says, "And driving on suspended and DUIs go hand in hand, so they knock you over the head for them to." Yes, they do. Because I wasn't gonna stop driving. I've never stopped driving. I ain't gonna hold you. I wouldn't stop driving. Cody said, "Okay, all right. Well, all right. So this is what we're gonna do. We were supposed to be talking about trying not to mess up like my father. Well, it looks like we have stumbled upon a rather important topic, which is DUIs. Well, fuck it. But since we did that, since we somehow got on the subject of DUIs, and evidently this has struck a nerve in some of us, here are some of the things you can do. For my people who are still drinking out there, and some of y'all might still be driving, and some, even though they tell you, buzz driving is drunk driving, there are people who know how to handle their alcohol better than others. But if you're ever stopped by a policeman, and he may be stopping you not on suspicion of drunk driving, you may have run a light. You may have been traveling too fast. You may have a broken tail light. You may have something that allows him to have probable cause to stop you. If he asks you if you've had anything to drink, say no. The answer is no. Hopefully you haven't been drinking to the point where when you said no, he could almost see the N-O, you know what I mean, coming from, smelling it from your breath. But you tell him no. If you tell him, yeah, well, I had a couple of drinks, now he has the right to test you. And you're going to fail that test. You're going to fail that test, and your ass is, going to get locked up, and now you in DUI land. The shit that's easy as hell to get into, hard as hell to get out of. So tell him no. Because once you tell him no, as long as you don't have like an open container right there in the cup holder, like, what is Budweiser? Do they make juice? All right. So, but tell them no. At sobriety checkpoints, If because I got caught twice at sobriety checkpoint. So if I would have just said no, I wasn't drinking at all, everything would have been okay. But no, honest Omar fucked around and told him the truth, and the truth got me convicted. It was the drinking who got me convicted too, but um, you're not gonna beat a DUI straight up and down. Hopefully, it can be like your first offense, and you can get it thrown out. Other than that, when you get convicted, you're gonna have to serve. It's just a money trail, and it's a cash cow. You're gonna be paying and paying and paying and paying and paying. It's not what you want. You know what I mean? There are too many ways not to get caught drunk driving. I would suggest you use them: Uber, Lyft, whatever. You know what I mean? Designated driver. Don't use a designated drunk driver. Like, well, this is the one that don't drink as much as everybody else, so he's no, 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 no. That drunk driving shit, you just opening up a bad can of worms on yourself. You don't want that. All right. Mikey Man says, I lost my license and not my keys. Me too. But I wasn't paying all that money to get that breathalyzer on my car. I told them I didn't have no cars registered in my name. They checked it. I didn't. So, I had to have that special license though. That shit said DUI license on this shit. It said, everybody else's license was like blue color. My shit was red. Okay, Matthew Baumberger says, I like your beads and bracelets. Please forgive my ignorance, but I assume there's symbolic, probably religious meaning, especially with the enclosed sun above your head. Well, actually, these are called struggle beads, and I actually put struggle beads on y'all earlier. As a matter of fact, I'll show you a picture. This is this is our uniform. When we do our shows, see, that's y'all. See that? You look great. Look great. Handsome, pretty. Good shit. But these are called struggle beads. And, they're symbolic of any struggles that we may be going through. So, we got to make it out here. So we might be struggling financially. We may be struggling in relationships. We may be struggling with our health, our weight, our, our mental state. Whatever struggles that you're going through, these are symbolic of those. But I made them big. I made them big and long because I was a teenager in the 80s, and we had really, really big struggles trying to come of age in the 80s. Crack, AIDS, racism, even just getting into college and graduating and all that kind of stuff. It was tough. It was a struggle. But we also wore big gold chains in the 80s, so that's why I made them big and long. I like that kind of shit. So this is like if Slick Rick and them would have wore beads, they probably would have been big like that. With big piece, big. And by the way, these are made of cow bones. You see, cow bones. These are not wood. All right. Let's see. All right. Matthew Bumberger says, respectfully disagree, although no is the second best answer. Okay. All right. Matthew Bumberger says, red-handed is bad shit. Hard to fight. Yeah. Ghost Gat says, man, take your grandma jewelry off. You know what? Your moniker is whack. Crispy Baker says, I'm sorry, autocorrect. I know more now. That's what's up. Matthew says, honesty is the best part of society with friends and family. Yeah, with friends and family. You don't got to be honest with the law. They not honest with you. Fuck them. That's what I say. Marissa says, I'm drinking now, babe. That's cool. Just hopefully you just drinking in the house, cooling out. Listen, I never tell anybody, yo, I'm not one of those, went to rehab and I come home with some holier than thou shit. I'm like, listen, other people didn't get caught drinking and driving. Other people didn't struggle to regulate themselves and do better and stay out of trouble. I couldn't stay out of trouble. So I'm like, do you drink, smoke, whatever you do. If you know how to control yourself, great. But the minute that you fail to control yourself, just know the trouble will come. But that's a you issue, not a my issue. I can't tell any full-grown adults what they should do. But I'll help you out with some advice and direction. Should the cards all fall? We about to get them out of here. That's what's up. Matthew says, "Hey, can I suggest a better phrase?" Yeah, of course. Why don't you just say it? Listen, it's freedom of speech here, my dude. I can't tell y'all what questions to ask or which ones to answer. You're grown. I believe in freedom and autonomy. Do you? Mikey Man says, I didn't get my third DUI because I passed the test. And by the way, I passed the test and I was drunk as shit. But I knew the tricks by then. The cop was pissed. Cool. The thing is, even if it depends on the cop, because he can say that you failed even if you didn't. And if you've been drinking, see, they test you once on the street. And then when you get to jail, I know you know this, then they test you again. And when you get to jail, it's always a lower number than when you was out there on the streets. But if you was double the limit, you still gonna be fucked. You know what I mean? Okay. Crispy Bacon says, LOL. What you mean? I might have seen people beat them by hiring a certain lawyer. It depends on what you call beating them. Because they have, I know in the state of Pennsylvania, they have mandatory sentencing guidelines. So that's why it's so hard to beat. The way my lawyer tried to get us to beat it was to keep asking for a continuance, and find a time when the state trooper or whatever didn't show up. If the cops don't show up, then they have to throw it out, and that's the only strategy. I got the DUI in 2007. I got arrested for it in 2007. I didn't get convicted until 2010. That bitch showed up on that last date. They was gonna throw it out if she didn't show up. She showed up. I was mad as fuck. I said, you little hoe, motherfucker. I couldn't blame her. She was doing a job. I couldn't blame my motherfucking self. Chrissy Baker says, you have earned a like by honesty. Everyone give a like. That's what's up. Matthew says, that's pretty awesome. Struggle beads. Thanks for the lesson. Appreciate you. French Egg says, bonjour. Yo, bonjour to you too. And Mongol TTVYT says, that's a cool symbol. Appreciate you saying that. Matthew also says, did you get one in a checkpoint? Yeah. They really wasn't going to arrest me at the checkpoint. But yeah, if you say no, then they don't have probable cause to test you. But if you say yes, they have probable cause. You've given them the green light. You gave them the right to to test you. You said you was drinking. You say no, now they got to come up with some new shit like, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure, officer. I haven't had any drinks tonight. Am I free to go? Because if you were stopping me for drunk driving, now you got to prove it. Was I swerving? No. No, you said you stopped me for a broken tail light. You gonna give me a ticket for a broken tail light? Go ahead. Give me a ticket for a broken tail light. Sure beats the hell out of a DUI. Isaac, what's going on, Isaac? And my man Bay 510 Bay. Thanks for coming through, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Matthew says, okay, so don't tell cops no. Say I don't answer questions. Oh, you watch too much you watch too much you watch too much YouTube. Yeah, I'm not fucking with that I don't answer questions shit. See, the thing is, I don't answer questions is cool if you haven't been drinking. But I see where you're going with this. He says, I don't answer questions, especially at checkpoints. They don't have reason to hold you. In fact, without suspicion, they can't call dogs or hold you. So no reason to detain. So me and you are basically saying the same thing. You're not giving them probable cause to be able to. Yeah, but you got that off of YouTube. What I'm telling you is real life. I lived that. I was there. You try that I don't answer questions shit in Philly. I'm sorry, you will get your head beat in. I'm sorry. I'm real shit. I be watching those videos on YouTube too, and I be like, oh, you don't answer questions? That's all right. Remain silent. With this Billy Club, as they pulling you out of your fucking vehicle, you know what I mean? Yeah, you can fight the case and win millions of dollars later. With one side of your head missing, or either that, or you just leave that to your loved ones because you in a casket. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Alexa says, how much you weigh, bro? Man, I got on a scale the other day. I'm like 235, some old crazy shit. Fat, but I still got this. You know what I mean? But I'm 5'10", like 235. I gotta drop 15 at least. I gotta drop at least 15. I gotta get back to my normal fighting weight. Get like around 215, and I'm straight. Mikey Man says, you lucky the cops was by the books in the square. He made a drunk chick that was with me drive my truck. Man, you listen to that old other shit if you want. What's up, Rob I? Thanks for coming through. All right. Is that a smartwatch you're wearing? Why, yes, it is a smartwatch I'm wearing. Yo, man, I mean, look in your neck of the woods, you good. I don't know where you live. I live in Philly. You try that, I'm not answering questions shit. Good luck with that. I know these cops. I'm sorry. What's up, Alan? Okay. Cops don't like the Fifth Amendment much, man. Shit, like I said, you can try that shit if you want. Shit, YouTube will have you, trying shit like, not rolling down your window and all. Like, yeah. They have you thinking you can drive without a license, and you can. But not if you've ever had a license before. That's the problem. If you've never had a license before, yeah, you can drive without a license. Try that shit if you've already had a license. That's your ass. It's levels. Crispy Bacon says, if the police ask, I've been here all night. That's what's up. Matthew says, I know a guy who spent 38 hours in the county, beat the DUI, and got a settlement. You want to spend 38 hours in the county? I don't want to spend 38 minutes in the county. Bay says, I ain't got no time for that shit. Always listen to authority. I like my teeth and freedom. Salute. I feel how you feel. all that other shit. Man, I'm good. I'm good, son. I'm good. Mr. Joker says, I'm 5'10", 220. Great weight. Yeah, I gotta get where you are. I gotta get back to, I mean, I used to be, you know what I'm saying? I used to be regular buff. Now this is a little pudgy buff. This pudgy buff. I mean, I've been working out. I've been back hitting the weights. Well, not really the weights, but you know, and I don't go to the gym, but I've been working out a lot more. You know, because I know how to do this shit. I just gotta get back. I gotta get back. I gotta get my head back right. Marissa, I appreciate you. I do. All right, y'all. Let's get on up out of here, man. Let's get on up out of here. Look, let's do these birthday shout outs. I have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious May 31st, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and make it them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. T. Dubose. Excuse me, y'all. Happy birthday to you. And also Van Cooper, turning 28 years old today. He's lying. He's motherfucker old. Happy birthday to you. And also Shirley Montgomery, turning 61 years old today. And Linda C. Gaines. And Linda C. Gaines is actually the younger sister of the singer, the late, great disco queen, Donna Summer. Happy birthday to you, Linda. And also Kimberly Special K Laney, and that's actually a posthumous birthday, because Kim actually passed a few years ago, but she was good people, and she would have been 58 years old today. Happy heavenly birthday to you. And last but not least, Bernard Adolphus, turning 53 years old today, and he's raising money for the Ronald McDonald House charities. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all and anyone else out there who shares his birthday on this glorious May 31st, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, man, listen. As men, as fathers, sometimes we fall down on the job. It doesn't mean that our children have to hate us. It doesn't mean that they don't want to be anything like us. But we don't want them to repeat the mistakes and the pitfalls and just the negative things that we may have participated in our lives. So when we talk about don't want to mess up like my father or mess up like my dad, it's not a knock to any other fathers that are out there. And regardless of your race, your ethnic background, and your culture, it doesn't matter. As men, we all have struggles, and we all sometimes don't do as well with the struggles as we would like to do. But we got to jump back on the horse, get back on there and ride out. And we have to serve as a great example to our kids. And if we do that, then we have done what we were put on this earth to do. So hopefully, even if you are estranged from your children, even if y'all are not on the best of terms, some of y'all not even on speaking terms, hopefully through the universe, through God, through sheer persistence, y'all will get back on the right track and get back on the same page, and share that familial love and guidance the way that we really would like it all to be, if we could sketch it up our way. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death, resuscitate y'all, and love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow, which is actually today, because over here it's 2:45 a.m. We will be back tomorrow with another well, today with another Urban Therapy with Sun show. 1 p.m. See, we do it 1 a.m. on weekdays and 1 p.m. on weekends. So tomorrow and Sunday we'll be here 1 p.m. in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time. So make sure y'all come through because it's going to be a good show today. Today literally. So make sure y'all come through, man. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you ever subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I mean, and I appreciate you. Yes, I do. And I'm glad that y'all came through tonight. We gotta keep it right. Always keep the game tight, all right? And since you're here, I gotta tell y'all something about where we have come from and where we trying to go. I'm a good dad. I hope you the same way, yo. And if you're not, yo, hopefully that's something that you should strive to be and have the drive to see. Yo, your kids grow up and be like you and your mom. You know how it goes. She is a dime. But I'm going to get back to y'all 1 p.m. today. All right, yo, come through and say, yo, I'm glad that I'm down with this movement. We going to go through this thing like the two-man tool and home improvement. Yo, it's on like pop. What? Yo, know what I'm talking about. Yo, I get back to y'all. All right, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. I really appreciate y'all coming through, man. All right, let me take y'all clothes off here. Let me take y'all clothes off here. All right, take my uniform off. Hey, yo, we good? We good? Everybody good? All right, y'all. Peace.